What fantasy players will do better down the stretch based on their recent volume and what players might be the opposite? Volume versus scoring for the second half of the season, weeks 7 to 12 only. The points per game rank on the left and the volume rank on the right. You'd expect a big bounce back from a guy like CeeDee Lamb. Second best volume, and yet he's only been the wide receiver 14 in what's a great situation. Dak, this offense. We look at George Pickens, for example, wide receiver 17 in volume, but his scoring is fifth best. We'd expect Lamb to get closer to that wide receiver 2 mark. Over the last 2 games, Michael Wilson's been the number one guy in volume. In the 4 games before that, Marv was wide receiver 5, even though he left a game early. They can coexist some. Emeka Ibuka, we would expect to bounce back based on his volume. He just needs Baker healthy and this passing attack in Baker in general to bounce back some. Nakua's volume is still top 5 when he's running 80% of the routes, which he did last week. Higbee moved to IR. They run a lot less 13 personnel. That helps them a bunch. If we're looking at the rest of the receivers, Metcalf should be a little better going forward with Rodgers, and then going down like Quentin Johnson, now the wide receiver 50 in volume since week 7. Moving to running backs, Chase Brown, RB3 in volume, a lot of it coming these last 3 games without Samaje Perine. That volume has bumped up a decent bit too. Derrick Henry, not usually the RB4 in volume. He was horrible in terms of his volume rank at the start of the season, if you remember. Ever since that halfway point, his volume's been incredible. Even comparing to last year, he was more that mid-level RB2 in volume, and ETN at number 5 is a surprise too. As a starter this past month, Henderson would be the RB7 in volume. Bucky Irving, to start the year, was the RB7 in volume. Both great signs. Javonte Williams is just like CeeDee Lamb. Great offense, great situation. We would expect him to have a pretty decent bounce back. The RB9 in volume, he's been very efficient this year. Incredible goal line work, just hasn't had a touchdown in a few games.